All right, we're back. I actually don't remember the last day we played, but all I know is that the last day that we did play, we only had like what was it, 10-ish days left to finish this event. So I wonder how many days we have left now. So I've got nothing to do for the rest of the day, so we might forego a dinner to just chunk on through this and see how much of it we can get done. If it ends up being 4 more hours of content, it ends up being 4 more hours of content. But if it does end up being 4 more hours of content, I'm probably not going to upload it as 4 hours. I basically kind of have more or less. I try to make it so that when I cut stuff down for YouTube, 3 hours is my cutoff. I usually set it as 3 hours because if I try to edit a 3 hour file in my editing software, it hates it. And it basically locks my computer out of doing anything else while that ends up rendering. But that's not important. The only other thing we're doing besides the Mikawa Festival is I'm probably going to try to finish the events. And those will probably get edited out for YouTube. I want to grind those events so that I can get the spear. I want to get all the upgrade mats for the spear. Beyond that, that is the entire plan of action for the day. Unrelated news. There's been a few updates to Lost Branch of Legend, and I've been meaning to get back to it. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Solely because of a lot of the changes they only added to the beta version of the game, and I just don't want to download the beta version. I just want to keep playing the version that I've been playing. So but there has still been updates that have gone to the build that I do play. So we're gonna play some more Lost Branch of Legend. I'll get around to scheduling that in at some point. An average playthrough for me is only about an hour and a half to 2 hours, so it's very easy to work one of those in. Anyway, I want to talk to you about this figure. It has been a while, Conquerors of the Test of Courage. Or should I call you Dan and Paimon? I didn't get to do that event. Ah, so you're that Shrine Maiden from the Test of Courage. The one that likes saying all sorts of weird stuff. So what brings you to Yai Publishing House's stall? Are the land and darkness falls, and only those our Guji call may search the waves of blackest night to find within a thread of light. Iko sent you here again, didn't she? Our Lady Guji said that a brave and relatively idle Shrine Maiden was needed to guard this place, so I volunteered. I guess your boldness does mean that you fit the bill. You did experience that test with us, after all. More importantly, my hands have been indeed quite idle since then. Okay, so you're basically a character back from a previous event. All the NPCs are gone. So I'm going to just try to run through these real quick, and then if you want to stick and watch these, it just gives you a reason to watch me live on Twitch. I'm probably going to struggle with these, and I'm probably going to cut all of them out of the YouTube edit. Thought I saw something. Was it just you three? Do you think there could be some kind of yokai mischief? What? No, come on. I was playing with the yokai who I just met yesterday. We've been getting along great. It's not like humans are all good or bad either. Maybe some yokai just don't like the Mikawa Flower Festival all that much.
Man, what happened last night? We couldn't find anyone to discuss it with because it was so late. Well, Miku and the others should be at the grounds by now, right? Let's go talk to them.
Oh, we got teleported in.
Huh. Doesn't look like Miko is around here anywhere. Paimon doesn't see Ayato or Ayaka either.
Yeah, I don't see anybody.
Are we too early? Didn't Ayato say he prepared lodging for everyone at the shrine?
Did you hear? Someone
Oh, it's these
encountered
three
a
again.
doppelganger here last night.
Oh yeah, we did see that happen.
A doppelganger? You mean Like a doppelganger of themselves? Or someone they know?
You know what they say. Anyone who sees their doppelganger will be replaced by them within 3 days.
That's a very oddly specific rumor.
That's just a folktale. It's not real.
Doppelgangers? That's a common folk tale in Inazuma, isn't it? Ever heard of it, Traveler?
I get the gist.
Yeah, it's a pretty famous one, huh? A friend being replaced by a complete stranger? Also, the timing is a bit too coincidental, don't you think? Could it be related to what we saw last night?
I can't see why it wouldn't be.
The whole doppelganger thing sounds kind of like what Sayu was talking about with Bunshin Phantasm. Maybe something went wrong with Kichiboshi's powers?
Maybe.
Well, thinking about it isn't going to get us anywhere. Why don't we go check on Sayu's team?
Are they napping? Oh, that's right. Yoimiya is on Sayu's team.
Huh? They're not here yet.
Maybe they're still asleep.
Well, if it is Sayu we're talking about, it's definitely possible. Oh, someone's coming.
Also, we might be in a dream right now.
Weird. Is he here to work on the equipment? But he doesn't look like any of the workers we saw yesterday. And it doesn't seem like he's here for the games.
Is that the guy that saw the doppelganger last night? Because that guy didn't wear a hat, if I remember right. Also, he's got green eyebrows.
He snuck away again. Do you think he might be...
I don't know. Oh, I guess we're following him in a cutscene. I didn't expect to.
He's constantly looking back. Paimon's calling it now. Something fishy is going on.
Something fishy is going on. You don't need to call it.
Good point. He could be on his way to meet someone. Let the hunter become the hunted.
We're not hunting.
Reporting back, ma'am. Nothing suspicious to note at the Bunshin Phantasm booth. It's possible there's no connection to the incident from last night.
Is that Raiden hiding in a bush? I see hints of purple, and I'm assuming it's Raiden hiding in a bush. I see. Did you find any other clues? Who is this? Oh, is that Sara? Oh, it's Sara. Okay.
Sara?
Okay. And Hazo is sneaking up on us. Good morning, you two.
Hazo! What's going on here?
I was wondering who was daring enough to sneak up on one of our detectives. Maybe I should have expected it to be you. So the Tenryo Commission is on the case. Dan, Paimon. You got called away yesterday. What happened with that?
Forgive me, ma'am. I have failed as a detective. I did not realize someone was on my tail.
Considering Dan's skill, the fault is not with you.
So, what's going on? What are you investigating? Must be serious if Hazo's involved.
Well, about that. You're just stalking Shinobu again, aren't you? Unfortunately, my orders prevent me from sharing that information with you.
Huh?
Well, that
What
sucks.
orders? You really can't tell us anything?
Well, we can share the information we got yesterday with them, and maybe they'll find it useful, Paimon. Sara and Hazo are so hesitant to divulge information, there's only one person who could be responsible. Those orders come from the Shogun, don't they? Why are you surprised? You work for them. If I can't tell you something, you should assume it's my boss that said I couldn't, or like an NDA I signed. Those are like the two options.
An astute observation, Traveler.
Oh, you were
Tell him
hiding
the
in the
truth.
bushes. I knew it. Shogun!
What? The Shogun is here?
She was hiding in the bushes. I believe this is A.
You recognized me with a single glance?
No, I don't, actually. I didn't recognize you. The Traveler did. But if I remember right, we did see you in a cutscene the other day. Shogun, we still haven't completed the investigation.
It matters not. I am certain the person standing before us is our friend, the Traveler. His gaze, his presence, his mastery of several types of elemental energy. There is no mistake. And we need his help.
Oh, they're worried I'm a doppelganger. Okay, I see. This is reading in between the lines. Context clues. Understood. An investigation team. Oh, don't go to Blight. I'm reading that. Oh, never mind. Sent to survey a piece of land yesterday. The Tenryu Commission received a report that the team was found unconscious in the field. Not only that, but the group appeared to be trapped in an endless nightmare, unable to wake up.
No, please! Stay away!
Oh, that's kind of like what happened to us. We detected intermittent traces of yokai power where they were found. We followed the traces and ended up here, just outside the festival grounds. Hey, this is where we fought that thing the other night.
What?
Should we call off the festival? Unfortunately, it's not that simple. You heard the rumors about the doppelgangers, yes? We suspect the culprit has the ability to change form, allowing them to spread misinformation at will. They may have already infiltrated the festival grounds. If we call off the festival, we may give them a chance to escape in the chaos. Even the slightest movement could alert them. Locking down the festival grounds should provoke them to attack, which could endanger the public.
You're right. That's a big risk.
It is. It is a big risk.
The purpose of this festival is to bring humans and yokai together. We cannot allow the culprit to endanger anyone.
But what if they attack us again? A very valid concern. Last night we dispatched a group of soldiers to the festival grounds. They'll remain undercover to keep an eye on things. We also blocked off several nearby roads under the pretext of construction, so we can keep civilians away as much as possible. Cool, we're blocking them from going to the festival. Even the almighty Shogun has taken it upon herself to patrol the area all night.
Fortunately, no one else has been harmed.
Cool, when are we going to share our information with them?
Ah, so the thunder we heard was you!
I apologize for our failings, Shogun. You should not have had to intervene.
On the contrary, it was my decision. I was unable to capture the culprit last night, so I left to discuss a plan with Miko. I did not show myself once I saw you were safe, and for that, I apologize.
So you saw that we were stuck and didn't help? Man, did I need to add to the list of reasons I don't like you?
Speaking of Miko, where is she?
I'm assuming she's at the Narukami Shrine.
She is investigating the trace of yokai power found at the scene. Though it fades in and out, it never strays from Mount Yogo.
I wonder why. Something to do with the Sakura tree, maybe? Which means the culprit infiltrated the festival grounds. They might still be nearby. The only people close to the grounds last night were the staff and contestants staying at the shrine.
Miko is working with the Kamisato siblings to verify the identities of the staff members. They should be done soon. As for the contestants, that inquiry must be performed by someone else.
Is that why you need my help?
The Tenryu Commission is too conspicuous. But as the judge of the competition, you can ask questions without arousing suspicion.
Great, so we gotta talk to all of the people that were working on the games now to make sure they haven't been replaced.
Okay, so you need us to talk to the teams and see if there's an imposter among us?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Precisely. Traveler, I understand these people are your friends, and it puts you in a difficult position.
Actually, it doesn't.
But if one of them has indeed been displaced by a yokai, they could be in grave danger.
I understand. I'll do my best. It's for their safety.
Thank you.
After all,
I truly hope the situation is not as grave as it seems.
What are you guys gonna do next? Continue to investigate from a distance?
well, there's only so much we can learn that way. I think I need to find a way to slip onto the grounds. It's better for us to be at the scene if something goes wrong. I fear the Shogun is far too revered a figure for that. If she arrives on the grounds, it'll certainly cause a stir.
Worry not. Miko and I discussed that issue. She claims to have a plan. The preparations are underway as we speak.
Ah, the scheming schemer.
One of her genius plans, huh?
Somehow scheme seems to be more accurate.
Indeed. If you learn any details of said plan, I would like to know what I'm getting myself into.
You don't know? As though beholding illusions. Go to Sayu
Okay, so
and
where do we
investigate.
start? We need to ask questions to figure out if there's an imposter, but we can't arouse suspicion. Oh, looks like Sayu's team is already here. Well, guess we'll just play it by ear.
Sounds like a plan to me.
So tired. I don't feel rested at all. How come you two have so much energy? Didn't you stay up even later than me?
Kichiboshi, that's not a nice thing to say to a friend. Sayu's probably just tired because she came up with all the ideas yesterday. Need a break, Sayu? I can start thinking about the ending stages in the meantime. It's been forever since we've done something fun together. You need to have enough energy to enjoy it.
Oh, it's okay. I can push through.
This Sayu is an imposter.
Sayu and Yoimiya seem the same as ever. Kichibushi, too. How should we test them?
Let's ask about the past.
Oh, good idea! Doppelgangers only mimic appearances. They wouldn't know about someone's past. Let's give it a try.
But that's a bold assumption on your part.
White fur, yellow fur!
Well, you guys are up bright and early.
Yeah, well, the Traveler's judging this thing, so we can't slack off, right?
We were actually here earlier, but you guys weren't. Still, you don't need to make anything, so what's the rush?
Yeah. If the people in charge are here early, that usually means there's been some kind of emergency.
Oh, if you think that we're early now, you didn't realize that we were here even before you got here.
Oh, no, it's just... The Traveler really wanted to see you.
Don't put words in my mouth, Paimon. Traveler, see. Seriously, Paimon? Oh, why?
Well,
Paimon, shut up for once.
your game! Playing your game yesterday? Brought up a whole bunch of old memories.
Did it? What memories, Paimon?
So we wanted to come early to reminisce about old times. You know, because you might be busy later and stuff.
Paimon is so terrible at lying. What kind of excuse is that? They're busy now.
White fur acting super strange.
Yes, they are. Time to change the topic. I was thinking about the Aranara. Reminded us of our pilgrimage training. Oh, you know what? Me too. I thought about adding them to our game, considering the dream theme and everything. But in the end, my ideas just wouldn't come together.
Marinara? Yum!
Marinara sauce. Delicious. It's not a food. The Aranara are like, small yokai from Subaru. They're super friendly and cute and give you good dreams. Actually, that describes you too, Kichiboshi. If you ever go to Subaru, I'm sure you'll be considered a good Nara.
Good banana?
Close enough.
Sumeru, huh? The dreams there are supposed to be special. Did you witness a dream or something? Maybe it could give us some inspiration, and we wouldn't have to think so much.
For those who don't know, this is they're referencing Yoimiya's second character quest, which means, I hope you did that before doing this event. It's a great story addition, by the way. Sorry, that dream is a little hard to describe. Don't you think so? Sometimes there are too many feelings in a dream.
Alright. I was just wondering what kind of dream it was, that's all.
It was kind of romantic and personal. Anywho. I guess it was kind of where a lot of things happened. Anyway, long story, how about we wait until after the competition? Dan and I can tell it together. Sounds good. For that, you share many more memories together. Shoot, where did the time go? We have so many levels to design today.
We should get out of your hair, then. Good luck, everyone!
Hair is fur.
Bye, White Fur. Bye, Yellow Fur. Come back and play!
Alrighty. Who's next?
Wow, we've had so many adventures, huh? You don't even realize it until someone brings up the past.
Do you still remember the original meaning of our journey?
Oh yeah, totally! It was... what was it again?
The unknown god? The missing sibling? I figured.
Anyway, Paimon didn't pick up
Wait,
on anything
Paimon actually
suspicious
doesn't
from that
remember?
game. If anything, we were the weird ones forcing conversations and stuff.
And whose fault is that?
Okay, so maybe it wasn't the best strategy. Leaning into the judge angle is probably a safer bet.
Which is why I'm surprised you didn't just do that.
Let's ask about the creative process behind the game and confirm their identities that way. Paimon saw Toma's team show up just now, so we can investigate them next.
Cool, I'm gonna grab that book that I saw on the shelf real quick, though. Looks like everyone's busy trying to finish their game. I should come back later. Alright.
Hey, Toma! We were hoping to learn a bit more about the philosophy behind your game. Is now a good time?
Looks like the judges are hard at work this morning.
Feel a soft bee?
What?
Oh, Boss can explain that one.
Boss and Shose were up super late last night coming up with ideas.
And he's back at it this morning, as energetic as ever. Boss is the best!
I don't deserve that much praise, but when it comes to the talking part, I guess I'm the best person to answer your questions.
Time for an interview.
Oh, is she gonna put the glasses? Yeah! It's glasses time!
Into you?
Ask away, judges. Did you design the game with anyone in mind? Well, from a design standpoint, I want it to be a game for everyone.
Not so fast. Everyone isn't an answer. You need to be more specific about your target audience.
Rated E for everyone. I feel like this is a callback to the FTC allegations. Yes, you're absolutely right. Then allow me to revise my answer. Our target audience includes growing children ages 0 to 18.
Makes sense. Kids need a little exercise here and there.
Darn, I can't wait to see the 1-day-year-old playing this game. Ages 0 to 18. Second would be active adults ages 18 to 40. Active adults.
Right. Adults have more stamina, so they can get more out of the game.
Next would be older adults ages 40 to 60, especially those in need of exercise.
Older adults.
This is just
Exercise
everyone.
is important for healthy aging, but something feels off about this.
Finally, we have elderly people who are still full of life. That would be 60 to the 1,000 age range.
Oh, okay. Wait. That includes everyone.
Well, I can't forget about yokai, right? This game is for humans and yokai alike, after all.
But not for Ioroi.
He can't move. He's in a statue. Because he's trapped in a statue, I'm guessing. Besides, you seem to agree with each group, Paimon, unless you intend to change your tune.
Next question.
I hope that Paimon breaks these glasses out all the time. It was one of my favorite highlights of the Fontaine Archon quest. So there you have it. I hope I answered your question, judges.
Whoa. Not a single stumper.
Never underestimate a housekeeper. Well, I'm sure the interview is only one part of the evaluation process. We'll see what you think when you come play the game yourself. I did play it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I love the final boss. Which reminds me, I should probably get back to work on this stage. Want to give it a try when it's done? It would be my pleasure. In that case, let's get to it.
Yes, Boss Toma.
Well, Toma's answers were all very genuine. Paimon didn't notice anything un-Toma-like about them.
So I guess we gotta check on the last group then.
Plus, he was with Shosei until late last night. If you think about when we saw the nightmare creature, the timing doesn't match up.
If we're talking about nightmares, how have we not tried talking to Mizuki yet?
Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. They would have noticed if someone was acting weird. So, we're back at square one. That just leaves Kokomi's team, right? Guess we should check them out.
Great yokai. Oh, I guess they're working with Yaimiko then, if they're not here.
Huh?
White fur and yellow fur are here early.
You're here alone? Huh. Where are Kokomi and the others?
Don't know about Great Yokai, but Soul Lady is behind you.
Soul Lady?
Soul Lady?
Oh.
As in Soul of the Deep. Okay. Wait, did you say behind us?
Yeah, when did she get there? You have questions for me, I presume?
Kokomi! A little warning next time!
Sounds like you already know why we're here. Yes, I heard about the doppelganger incident when I saw you around the venue just now. It wasn't hard to connect the dots. Well, I expect the genius to figure everything out. As for what you want to know... Energy. God damn it. Oh, that's just funny. I'm gonna take a screen cap of that. I mean, she's not wrong. Minus how many points, plus how many points?
Energy? Oh! The numbers you write in your diary!
Come on, you didn't have to say it out loud!
In a tree? Dry berry?
Ahem.
Oh, sorry.
So we can leave it right there, right? I don't need to ask any more questions, I would imagine. Yeah, I'm all good. As for Gyoba Koban, he was in the shrine all night. I can't imagine the criminal you're searching for.
Gyobo Koban is a criminal?
No, you're not Gyoba Koban.
No, of course not! You're in the clear.
In the clear. Is good?
Is very good.
Good.
What about Mizuki? Where did she go?
She's probably helping since she can, do dream stuff. She left after receiving a message in the middle of the night. Looking back on it, perhaps it's related to your own investigation. Miko. Oh, as she left, I heard a whisper under her breath. Ordering me around in the middle of the night? Who does she think she is? Miko. She probably needed an expert on nightmares to help formulate a strategy. Well, I guess that also confirms Mizuki's identity.
Something tells me a certain someone is missing me.
I wasn't. In fact, I was hoping you weren't going to show up. I was missing Mizuki. I haven't seen her in, 2 days.
Huh? Miko and Mizuki!
Hello, traveler. Paimon.
Did you finish up your work?
Yes, I left the rest to the young fellow from the Kamisato clan. At least for now, there's nothing suspicious to note.
Man, Mizuki looks tired AF.
That means the culprit didn't manage to sneak in. That's a relief.
Just like that, you let down your guard? And all it took was for me to wear her face.
Stop fucking with us.
The culprit? It's you!
If you keep joking like this, I want 30% of the profit.
Oh, greedy little thing. I thought we agreed on 20.
You're the only one in making a joke like that. You're the only one in Inazuma who would do that. Kokomi was not alarmed. Kokomi was smiling. Kokomi knew. Kokomi is a genius. I like Kokomi. Mizuki actually looked startled there for a minute, which actually was kind of funny.
Oh, it's getting harder and harder to tease you, traveler.
I'm not an easy man to tease. I'm a much easier man to please, though.
Can you stop with the teasing then? Even I'm reaching my limit.
Yeah, you look like you need a nap.
500 years and you're still not used to it?
Oh,
Sounds
God.
like you need more practice.
Ugh. I just had a horrible, bad chill down my spine, imagining having to deal with her for 500 years. I do not envy you, Mizuki.
At least spare me for the day. I can't take the mental torment right now. I'm running on fumes.
So what did you do last night?
Investigated the Shogunate officials' nightmares, analyzed the traces of yokai power around Mount Yogo. Oh, and worked on some new game stages, of course.
Damn, you did not leave anything down unattended.
All in one night?
Well, I didn't want someone to ruin the Mikawa Flower Festival, but I also wanted to do my best for my part of the festival.
Man, definitely overworking.
Besides, I've talked to many patients who worked multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Compared to that, complaining about one night of hard work is a little unreasonable, don't you think?
Yeah, I had a long day of hard work today, which is why I got home at like 6 and took a nap. I originally planned on doing this stream at around like 6:30, but I was just dead tired, so I needed to take a nap. And that's why this stream started at 8:30. Even so, I think you should take a break, Miss Mizuki. Gyoba Koban and I can handle the game development in the meantime. I learned a lot yesterday, and I can handle a few design elements while you get some rest. We can't have our lead developer out of commission. I'm not confident I can bring our vision to fruition on my own.
You're very persuasive, Kokomi. It would seem you also have a talent for clinical psychology. I'll
She
leave
does.
it to you two.
I read her diary.
Sweet dreams.
Alright, go take a nap. Mizuki goes to rest, a little unsteady on her feet and exhausted.
Mizuki really cares about the festival, huh? She's putting so much pressure on herself.
Perhaps she's reminded of the festivals of the past when I was just a kid, and Mizuki a young Baku. We would rush past the other yokai, desperate to get the first piece of fried tofu from the ramen stand. It would seem she hasn't forgotten, even after 500 years.
Sounds like you haven't forgotten either.
You know, there's something to be said for knowing when to keep your mouth shut, little one.
Oh no, I know when to keep it shut. But I enjoy ticking you off even more.
Well, enough about the past. We must focus on the matter at hand.
But you didn't notice anything suspicious, right? That should mean the culprit didn't sneak in.
That's one possibility. The other is that the culprit's transformation is even more convincing than we imagined. In that case, we need a detective with a more professional skill set. Or we need to find a way to provoke them and get their facade to crack.
I'm assuming that they're still disguised as the same person we saw the night before.
But that sounds dangerous.
That being said, if they were smart, they would have swapped disguises by now.
If the culprit is deep in disguise, a slight provocation won't completely expose them. What we need is to create reasonable doubt. Make the culprit question whether their cover is blown. As they hesitate over whether to make some kind of last stand, that is our chance.
So how do you plan to provoke them? And is this your whole plan?
Oh, A didn't tell you? Allow me to show you.
Don't tell me you're gonna zap him.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Mikawa Flower Festival, it is my honor to announce
Announce what? We're on day 2 of 3.
an esteemed guest from Tenshukaku has agreed to take part in this year's festival.
This is how they're gonna get A involved. Okay.
Please welcome Her Excellency, the Almighty Narukami Ogosho, God of Thunder.
Wow. They got out the fireworks and everything. It's the Shogun! The Almighty Shogun. He's here in person?
So this was your plan, Miko?
It's kind of dull.
Well, not bad, right?
It's straightforward. It's not bad. We could come up with better, though.
Wow, that was quite the entrance. Hyman can't believe she agreed to that.
The Almighty Shogun's presence is bound to cause a stir. Instead of struggling to maintain a low profile, it's better for her to just step out into the open. And that means that a detective can slip into the venue alongside the retinue, without turning any heads at all. In the presence of the Shogun, not even the most cunning criminals let down their guard. Their every move needs to be faultless. The more you focus on getting one thing right, the easier it is for the rest to become cracks in the glass. That's what Miko wants us to take advantage of. And she's using the Almighty Shogun as bait. Huh. Lady Guji is as daring as ever.
Why didn't you clue us in earlier? We wasted all that time asking pointless questions.
I only recently learned what a Guji was. And by recently, I mean like today. Apparently it's like a head priest, or head priestess, is the Guji. Your intel is very useful, actually. We don't know how things will unfold, but I have a feeling that the truth will be revealed soon. In the meantime, stick with the Shogun. We need everyone focused on her. I'll do my best. Alright, under my command, the Tenryou Commission will remain on high alert. If anything goes wrong, report back to me at once. Got it. Whatever you say, crazy shoes lady. After all that, we surveyed each stall just like yesterday. What are you two doing? A's presence definitely caused a stir, but it didn't take long for the festive atmosphere to return. Oh my god, we're doing the photo thing. Maybe a day will come when A can leave Tenshukaku and it won't be so out of the ordinary. Okay. Got it.
Another day of hard work. Where did the time go? Huh? When did A get ahead of us? Let's catch up.
I managed to snap that photo there. That's the thumbnail right there.
Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
Not now, Arlecchino. Okay, recording's still working.
Almighty Shogun! Glory to your everlasting reign! Welcome. Welcome.
Street food vendor, stand-in.
This stall looks familiar. Yet it would seem the ownership has changed hands.
Ah, you must be thinking of Tomoki. He wasn't feeling well today, so I'm filling in.
I see. Yet, you remind me of someone. A Doshin from the Tenryou Commission.
Oh.
I still see Kokomi over there.
What are you looking at, A?
The food offerings. Although this vendor seems...
The vendor's giving off a pleading look. And judging by his cooking skill, it almost seems like this is his first day on the job. A, he's working.
Working? Ah. I see. I appreciate your dedication, sir.
Of course. It's an honor to serve such esteemed guests.
No
Okay.
need for formalities. I'll take 3 orders of dongo milk.
God, I forgot that's a thing that she likes.
Right away.
3 orders? So Paimon gets one too?
No, Paimon, they're all for her.
Yes. I wanted to thank you for accompanying me. Without you by my side, I imagine the people here would be on edge even now.
Yeah, especially since we had that duel to the death. Us looking buddy-buddy in public definitely makes you look a little bit more approachable.
I have my reasons for being here, of course, but I would hate to tarnish the festive atmosphere.
The festival's for everyone, including you.
Indeed. The Mikawa Flower Festival. Hundreds of years have passed since I last partook of the festivities. Much is different this time. The people, the place, the games.
Ooh, are we gonna get some lore on A? Because, like, out of all of the Archons, I think we still know the least about her. Like, we know what all of them are in their species, but, like, A is, like, the one mystery. We don't know what she is.
Yet, the name endures. And
Or
the
I guess
joy
what she
of
was.
celebration
Technically
along
now
with
she's
it.
a soul shoved in a sword, shoved in
I
a puppet.
suppose that, in itself, is a form of eternity.
Traveler, Paimon,
How was your nap?
and the almighty Shogun?
Oh, Mizuki! Looks like you got some much-needed rest.
Yume Mizuki. Thank you for your aid earlier.
Of course. I'm always willing to help. It's my duty. I wish I could have dispelled the nightmares, but this situation is uncharted territory for me.
And I'm also surprised that you don't have any bad blood with her, considering the Sankoku decree is what kept you out of Inazuma for effectively however long that was. I think it was like years, right?
Even so, relieving the pain of the nightmares is no small feat. You honor the legacy of the Yumeku Ippaku.
So not even Mizuki could fix it? What's going on with this nightmare creature?
Let's save the difficult questions for later. Actually, I came here to ask you something. Want to come to the Aisa Bathhouse with me?
Oh, God.
Most of the contestants will be there. Oh, and don't worry about payment. It's my treat.
Really?
Man, being a major shareholder has its benefits, huh? You want us to go to the hot springs? Now?
Well, game development isn't easy. Most of the contestants are exhausted and could use a break. You've been under a lot of pressure yourselves with the investigation and all.
Not
So I
really, it's
thought
been
you
pretty
might
chill
like to
for us.
join.
Of course we would! Right, Traveler?
A, would you like to come?
I will remain here. I rarely have time away from Tenshukaku, and I would like to continue perusing the stalls.
Aw, that's too bad.
Then I'm not going either. Okay, I go. Ooh, does this actually give me a choice?
Ah, I almost forgot. Miko wanted to talk to you, Traveler. I'll take you to her first.
Oh? Well, why don't we all go?
Almighty Shogun, your dongo milk is ready.
I forgot that he was making that.
Oh, delicious.
No need, Shogun. Miko just had some quick things to go over with the judges, that's all. You and Paimon can wait here. We'll only be a minute.
Alright, be right back.
Alright, now we can talk freely.
What's going on? Miko doesn't need to see me, does she? You need to talk to me in private? Why?
I think something's off with the Shogun. You've been with her the whole day. Have you noticed anything?
I mean, she seems troubled.
Exactly. You noticed too.
Something did seem off with A today. Maybe it's not used to leaving Tenshukaku, or it was the reaction of the crowd. Nah, we've been through so much. Something trivial wouldn't shake her. She must be keeping something to herself.
I've witnessed a lot of cases where patients, for a variety of reasons, are unwilling or unable to seek help. Unfortunately, that only exacerbates the problem. Until their emotions become so heavy, even the strongest of people collapse under the weight. I see those warning signs in the Shogun.
So even Archons aren't immune to emotional strain? I mean, they're still people.
Humans, yokai, and archons bear the same capacity for emotion and are naturally susceptible to the same mental turmoil.
Imagine being immune to mental turmoil. How would that even work?
It's very possible that someone who appears strong on the outside has learned to compartmentalize their negative emotions, and that is far from healthy.
Oh boy, do I know that.
Anyway, the quickest route to curing the mind is through the heart. That's where you come in, Traveler.
As a clinical psychologist, isn't that where you come in?
Approaching someone in a professional capacity often makes them more guarded. But don't worry, you'll still have my help.
Oh, you gonna give me like an earpiece?
Here,
You're gonna go like undercover?
with these 2 special coupons, you can get into Aisa Bathhouse after closing. Then, this is what you're gonna do.
Okay, cool.
Finally, you're back! Paimon's had 2 servings of dango milk already!
Sorry for the wait. It sounds like the Traveler has other plans, Paimon. So we'll head to the bathhouse on our own.
Huh? You're not coming?
I'll explain later. Just have fun.
Okay. Paimon will bring you back a hot spring egg!
What's a hot... I'm not even gonna... Never mind. I don't know. I'm just gonna not bother. I'm assuming it's a culture thing that I've never heard of. Unless it's literally like a hard-boiled egg.
There's no need to stay behind on my behalf. If you leave now, I'm sure you can catch up.
Something tells me you chose to stay behind on our behalf.
What makes you say that?
You want everyone to relax? You don't want to leave people on edge because of you.
If my presence makes them nervous or impedes their ability to relax, does that not defeat the purpose of going to the hot springs? I already disturbed their progress by coming to the festival. The last thing everyone needs is more distractions.
But aren't you under pressure too?
As you know, this body is hardly that fragile. It can operate for another 100 years with no issue.
Only another 100 years? You didn't deny it.
Mortals are weak in body and mind. If there is a choice of who to bear such a burden, naturally that person should be me.
What if you didn't have to worry about bothering anyone? Would you agree to go to the hot springs then?
What does it matter? The world is not so easily bent to one's will.
I'll take that as a yes. I have a pair of special coupons here. We can get to the bathhouse after closing.
What clever verbal tricks, Traveler. It appears you've been spending too much time with Miko.
Oh, don't you dare compare me to her. It's an honest offer.
You think you can get away with manipulating the Shogun? I wouldn't be so sure.
You'll go, won't you?
Persistent indeed. Very well. As you proposed, we shall set out at midnight.
Okay. Wait until nighttime. Okay. Let's just check in on everybody real quick. Oh, you didn't go to the hot springs? You didn't either? Well, the whole crowd of people had left already. I'll go a bit later with Shosei and a few others. Besides, we're a bit behind with our game. We need to catch up. But your team is the biggest. I guess it's my fault for going overboard with the ideas. Kozo and the others can barely keep up. Sometimes delegating work is harder than doing it yourself. I wonder if this is how, it feels being the head of a clan. Well, don't work too hard. Of course, right back at you.
As I said, let's wait until midnight. You can attend to other matters in the meantime.
Alright. Midnight it is.
Well, shall we head out?
Let's go.
All right. No reason to delay.
Alright, this is probably where we're gonna get those weird cutscenes they showed in the fucking live stream that I will not be using as the thumbnail. Probably.
Ah, steam replete with the scent of orchids. Water that turns the complexion a blushing pink. So, this is a hot spring.
If you say so. Have you never been in one before? You've been alive for like over 500 plus years. I would have assumed you have been to a hot spring before. This is your first time here?
Yes, there are royal hot springs near Tenshukaku. But the plans were set in motion only after Hiragi Hiroshi introduced the Snezhnayan blast furnace to Inazuma, and that was 500 years ago.
Aha, so that's how Inazuma City gets its power. Interesting. I assumed that you would have gone to bathhouses all the time, because there's literally one in Tenshukaku where you spend like 90% of your time.
When the project was complete, I was already in the plain of Euthymia. And, naturally, the body of the shogun has no need for such luxuries.
Hiragi Hiroshi.
The members of the Kanjo Commission were once friends with Makoto and the Kitsune Saigu. Although mere mortals, those who managed to survive back then were special individuals indeed.
Uh-huh. What happened back then? Does it have anything to do with what's happening right now?
What makes you say that?
Hang on, did she just change pose? I looked away for a second. Oh, she did. She did change pose. So let's get all of these for screen. Let's get all these screen caps. I'm sure other people are saving them, but I saved them as well. I should probably put all these in a folder instead of just lumping them in my Discord office for later use. It's just the fastest way to do it because saving it to a folder takes longer. That look on your face.
Now I see why my officials claim that the hot springs facilitate conversation. Even I find myself divulging more than intended. You're correct. Following the dark disaster 500 years ago, a nightmare engulfed Inazuma.
That doesn't look good. And I'm gonna have to take a lot of screen caps from this one scene, aren't I? Gotta save all the screen caps.
On a battlefield consumed in darkness, our soldiers fought against dark forces, creatures capable of possessing people and trapping them in nightmares. Even the Yumekui Baku could do nothing to wake them.
As awful as that sounds, it doesn't seem bad enough to make you this upset.
Perhaps not. The battle was intense. Those who stood up in defense of this land knew the chance of survival was slim. In the face of certain death, surely a nightmare is nothing to fear. But what if I told you this? If the person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation, it would become a waking nightmare instead.
Interesting. Am I awake right now?
The person would lose all capacity to distinguish dream from reality, perceiving everything in the real world as a continuation of the war, and every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated.
That's kind of similar, though, to what we saw happen in Natlan, actually. Where we used that medicine that Capitano's friend Gunther made.
And every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated. That is a far more painful nightmare, both for the person in question and those around them.
Alright, how many of your friends did you have to kill? If I hadn't broken out of the nightmare yesterday, what would have happened to me? Then A must be so worried because... Then A must be so worried because... Did that happen to someone back then?
Yes.
And?
I unleashed Muso no Hitotachi and struck her down.
I'm sorry.
No need. I have no regrets. I know it was the right decision, both for Inazuma's sake and her own.
That sounds, terrifyingly depressing.
If necessary, I would do it again. Well, it's about time you two showed yourselves, yes? You've listened in long enough.
Alright. We're gonna get one for the eyes closed. We have eyes open with cup down and eyes closed with cup down. And I'm guessing the other two are... We're gonna pan over to the side and we're gonna see Miko and Mizuki.
Oh.
Oh, it's you two.
Before you say anything, this part wasn't me.
Well, of course it wasn't. You were here to help, A, and unfortunately, someone loves to butt their head in other people's business. That being said, I believe, Yai Miko's, character story is one of the more fun ones.
Well, since the cat's out of the bag, how about a hot spring tea party?
A hot springs tea party.
Hey!
Ah, nice and warm. No wonder the hot springs relaxed your inhibitions, eh?
Look at Mizuki. She's just staring over at us. And we're just staring over at Yai. Those jealous eyes over there. That's funny. That's very funny. Well, anyway, this is the image that broke the internet during the 5.4 live stream.
So who came up with this idea? I want the truth.
Technically, this is several people's ideas now.
I guess both of us?
Getting you here alone was Mizuki's idea. I'm guessing Miko just meddled.
Well, I happened to consult a certain clinical psychologist about how to get an old friend to open up. In her expert opinion, doing something new with a trusted companion in a new environment can make someone less guarded. Looks like it worked like a charm.
I understand the reasoning, but why not do it yourself?
It's one thing to trust that Miko has good intentions, but would you let your guard down around her?
No, never. In fact, I'm worried that she will electrify this entire tub right now. That is actually the thought going through my head.
Your concern is misplaced. I kept these matters to myself because I was unsure whether this incident is connected to the past, and I did not want to interfere with the investigation. If the investigation reached an impasse, or new clues pointed to the nightmare from back then, naturally, I would have discussed this intel with you.
Not to be that guy, but you still should have shared from the beginning, just in case that it would be too late to share that information later.
Intel, huh? It appears you still don't understand why I wanted you to open up in the first place.
Whatever you say, Yai.
Help! Help me!
What was that?
Sounds like it came from outside. Let's check it out.
Oh, come on. You can't just interrupt the tea like that. Is everyone gonna run out naked in towels? That makes this narrative scene flow horribly if that means that we're all gonna change and then run out and help somebody. Yeah, we all quickly get into our very convoluted outfits and then we run outside. Is it the nightmare?
It seems different in some respects. Step back and allow me to examine her.
She's awake.
What's going on? Almighty Shogun?
What happened just now? What frightened you?
Shogun,
What happened? Don't tell me you tripped and fell.
It's all right. With the Shogun here, nothing can hurt you.
I wouldn't say
Just
nothing.
take a deep breath and tell us what happened.
Nothing is eternal.
I almost fainted again just now.
Is that what happened earlier? You fainted?
Yes. I was on my way to your restaurant. And as I was crossing the bridge, I saw someone staring at me from behind a tree.
Oh, you saw the doppelganger, didn't you?
It was hard to make out their appearance in the dark, but I had a bad feeling. So I tried to get a closer look in the moonlight. And it was It was me! In that moment, I thought about how people who see their doppelganger usually end up dead, and I fainted from the shock. I don't remember anything after that.
That's, well, after that is now, so of course you don't remember anything from now.
A doppelganger in Inazuma City. But we only detected traces of the nightmare around Mount Yogo.
I heard that people encountered doppelgangers at Mount Yogo too! Could it be the work of some terrible yokai?
The strongest yokai in all Inazuma are all right here.
Now that we have an understanding of the situation, why don't I take you to the police station to file a report?
Okay.
The situation
She
is
seems
getting
strained.
worse. If the doppelganger is limited to the festival grounds, that's one thing. But appearing on a random street in Inazuma City...
What made y'all think that they were limited to the festival grounds? I feel like that's a very big oversight on y'all's part.
On the bright side, the victim seems okay this time.
Define okay.
Bad news, Shogun!
What is it, Haruto?
A Tenryo Commission official? What's wrong?
Another victim at the festival.
Not Kappa!
Kappa is trapped in a nightmare.
What?
But Sara and the others were keeping watch.
Make haste. Back to Mount Yogo at once.
Oh. Uh-oh. That's a Bakidanuki up there. We've been going for almost 2 hours. However, about like 40 minutes of that was me playing minigames.
Kappa! Kappa! Excuse me. Let me take a look.
Mizuki! Traveler! Finally, you're back!
Shogun, the fault is mine. The Tenryo Commission failed to protect those under our charge.
Now is not the time to cast blame. Did anyone witness the attack?
Did anyone witness the attack? No. We have failed you. There is no trace of the enemy.
We split up for just a second, and the next thing we knew, he was on the ground.
Oh, it must be some terrible yokai.
Why did y'all split up? Other than the Bakedanuki transformation, there was no trace of yokai power at the scene. It's almost like the culprit's methods are getting more sophisticated. The doppelganger in Inazuma City also seemed to appear without warning. Wait, there was a doppelganger at Inazuma City? Yeah, it seems like it. Doppelgangers, nightmares, Inazuma City, Mount Yogo.
How is he, Mizuki?
It's strange. I can't perceive his nightmare. It's almost like he's not there at all.
That's bad.
The yokai! It must be getting stronger!
Kappa, oh, please don't die.
It's my fault. We just said not to blame anybody, Sara. Should have anticipated the culprit might resort to sophisticated methods. No! No one could have... Don't assume that everyone's playing 5D chess!
No. It was I who underestimated the enemy. I who allowed us to continue the festival despite the potential dangers. Sara, what is the status of the other contestants and staff?
All normal. I asked the Yashiro Commission to move them to a secure location just to be safe.
Good. By decree of the Shogun, I declare that the Mikawa Flower Festival is...
Uh-oh, about to get interrupted.
Wait.
Okay.
What is it, Miko?
You're being too hasty, eh? I understand your concern for the people, but I urge you to think this through, or we risk playing into the enemy's hand.
We don't know what their goal or motivation is.
Considering your history with nightmares, you have better cause than anyone to exercise caution. But do you truly believe that what we're facing now is just a nightmare?
Explain.
Call it intuition. If you want the truth, perhaps Doshin Shikanoen could shed some light. I believe there's been a break in the case.
Has there? You flatter me, Lady Gucci, but I do have a few ideas. Up to this point, we've only detected traces of the nightmare creature around Mount Yogo, and now a doppelganger appears in Inazuma City. Our original thought was that the culprit infiltrated the venue to evade capture, If so, there'd be no reason for them to risk exposure or continuing to change form. Rather than concluding that the nightmare creature, on top of everything, now has the ability to disappear without a trace, I think there's a different possibility. It's a different person. Nightmare creature and doppelgangers are separate entities. That is why their methods are so different. They have separate goals. That's right. The entities appeared at the same time and place. That's why the Tenryou Commission is conflated the two at first. But if we ignore the nightmare creature and look at the doppelganger incident in isolation, the culprit's motive is clear. The doppelganger is causing panic, occupying Inazuma. Taking control of Inazuma by replacing everyone with doppelgangers, I doubt even a folktale would come up with something so unrealistic. Doppelganger incident didn't actually hurt anyone, but the folktale about doppelgangers did cause people to panic. Must be the culprit's goal. We thought the culprit was changing form to evade capture, but if the doppelganger isn't responsible for the nightmares, they would be no more deserving of arrest than a random prankster. That's right, because of the folktale about doppelgangers, the culprit was able to incite a panic without attacking anyone at all. But after the Tenryou Commission secured the venue, the culprit appeared in Inazuma City, so that the panic would spread. But what is the end goal? Panic doesn't seem like enough of a motive. Panic to create nightmares. You're right, the panic is a means to an end. But I think the shift to Inazuma City proves something. Whether their goal, terrorizing one location, wasn't enough. And since Inazuma City is their new target, the person they're impersonating at the festival should be absent. Unless the culprit found a way to cover their tracks and incite more panic. By leaving behind a stand-in.
Kappa is made of wood?
It's a substitution jutsu.
No wonder I couldn't sense the nightmare.
They're fake.
I see. So the doppelganger infiltrated the festival as Kappa and is currently hiding in Inazuma City. Is that correct?
Not just that, replacing one person wasn't enough. If multiple people are replaced at once, they can cover for each other. We didn't get to see each other much during the test of courage.
Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. They would have noticed if someone was acting weird.
This kind of transformation is said to have a particular weakness. If the subject is frightened, the disguise starts to crumble. Isn't that right, Yoku and Hitasume Kozu? So these are also imposters.
It's a Bakedaniki tail!
Kinkaku! Kinkaku! Run!
Kinkaku and Ginkaku. I recognize those names.
Tetsunosuke?
Tetsunosuke. Smoke bomb!
Aren't you supposed to be in Inazuma City?
And leave you two by yourselves? That's not the Tanuki way!
No fighting! Let's go!
Okay. So these three troublemakers are causing trouble, but what is their end goal?
Bakedaniki! Those little terrors! Come on, let's go after them!
I'm just gonna go this way.
I've had enough of these things! What even are they? More Bakedaniki tricks?
Why would I walk through those?
Nothing's working! The humans are catching up!
Because I went around!
Little rascals! Stop running!
You wish!
Transform! Stupid humans won't be able to recognize us! You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm up on fire.
Tetsunosuke, you idiot! Don't tell them the three of us turned into bonfires!
Hear that?
Ow! Ouch! Transform!
They're gone again! No, what are they this time? Some kind of stone or brick?
Oh!
Save us, Sukuma!
Who?
Kichiro, protect us!
We're almost rid of them.
Are you? I'm hot on your tail. Kujo-sara, that's enough. I will not fail the Shogun once again because of you. You haven't really failed yet.
Ah! A Tengu! Tengu was flying! Tengu is a cheater!
Sara can fly. Surrender now and I will spare your life.
Tengu, why are you helping the humans? Tengu is a yokai!
Huh, my loyalty is to the Shogun. Humans and yokai are no different in my eyes.
Shogun? That's the leader of the humans! Shogun sent people to steal our land! Shogun is bad!
Nonsense, the Shogun would never give such an order. I think this is a colonialism thing.
Calm yourself, Sara. Let's hear them out.
Shogun sent humans to steal our home!
And the Mikawa Flower Festival! Shogun is making yokai serve the humans!
This is starting to sound like it's all just a big misunderstanding.
Serve the humans? He's not talking about the game development, is he?
Shogun even forced Great Baku yokai to work all night!
That was Miku, actually.
Oh, you mean yesterday? That was my choice, actually.
Jeez, where are these ideas coming from?
I think there are some misunderstandings. Kikuboshi and the others weren't forced into anything.
Stay back! Humans want to enslave us again!
Kinkaku and Kinkaku has gold and silver, if I remember correctly.
Hold on. Something's not right. We should try a different approach.
No need. I know what's wrong. They're trapped in a nightmare.
What are you doing? Trying to put Tetsunosuke to work?
Kinkaku doesn't want to stay up all night.
Servitude, enslavement? These might sound like ridiculous misunderstandings to us, but that is their reality right now.
Damn, that's a horrible dream.
A world of despair.
Oh!
Where enemies lurk at every turn, devoid of even a single shred of light.
So, they're...
That's an image. It's gonna haunt my
How
dreams.
do we wake them up?
If we knew how, we would have done so back then.
Give us your worst! Kinkaku will never leave the Tanuki path! Kinkaku will die before serving you!
I may have a solution. What, are we gonna, like, absorb energy or something?
Truly?
The nightmares come from... If the nightmares come from the abyss, there's something... Why do you think it comes from the... Did they say they came from the abyss? Did I miss a line of dialogue? Or is it because you're assuming the nightmares came from the abyss because the abyss is what caused the problems 500 years ago?
What are you doing? No, don't!
The humans are everywhere. We can't hide forever.
How long have we been hiding? 100 years? 500 years?
These guys have been trapped in this dream for that long?
No idea. If Ioroi was still around, he would remember.
He is still around. He's just in a statue.
Shh, quiet! Someone's coming.
Oh.
This is a fine piece of land. The grain yield should be exceptional.
Ah, they were going to make a farm here. That's what they meant by stealing land.
Remember to check for traces of yokai in the surrounding area. By order of the Shogun.
By order of the Shogun, we are to exterminate all yokai that cross our path.
Oh, that's funny.
Why so hasty? We should leave some alive. We can make them work their own land.
Hey, you know about the Mikawa Flower Festival, right?
Oh, God.
I heard 50% of the profit is going to the development fund.
To the development fund?
Oh, yeah. The festival for humans. And...
The festival for humans, and humans alone. The yokai have had their fun. It's our turn now.
That's right. We should put them to work.
This is great.
The
I'm
most
just
of their
enjoying peak
transformations,
cinema
right?
right now.
Then the little monkeys can dance for us until they die.
This is so dark, but it's so hilariously funny and stupid. I can't help but laugh.
No. How could they do that?
Quiet, or they'll catch us.
Oh, the nightmare.
What? What is that?
That's the thing that attacked us.
Hey, are you alright? Yoko, Kappa, I need help over here! Hold on, we're coming!
Uh-oh. I hope those kids are okay.
The yokai and the humans are unconscious?
The same thing happened to all of them?
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
This yokai can speak.
No, if we don't make it to the Mikawa Flower Festival, Boss Tama will be so upset. Boss Tama will eat us.
Uh-oh. Man, these guys are super scarred.
The humans are coming for us. We're gonna lose our home. What do we do?
We infiltrate the Mikawa Flower Festival. We scare the humans away and then they won't come.
But how do we get into the festival?
Boss Toma is the best!
How about we turn into those 3 yokai?
And that's how this stupid plan came to fruition. Its memories belong to the Bakedaniki.
Traveler!
Are you all right, Traveler?
I'm fine.
Where are we?
Huh? The nightmare is gone. You purified it.
It was just my way of dealing with the Abyss, which means this is actually very similar to that thing that was plaguing the people after the events of the Abyss in Sumeru. No, not Sumeru, Natlan. So it means that if we get the Drought of Lucidity, I think that could also cure the things that were going on in the nightmares that Raiden was talking about in the past. They're not nightmares. This is like manifested trauma.
Humans! And a bunch of yokai!
It's not a bunch, it's 2. Unless... Hazel, what have you been hiding?
The Mikawa Flower Festival! The humans are gonna... They're gonna... What were they gonna do?
Looks like they're confused. They still seem wary of humans. That might have something to do with the long time in hiding. Hiding? You described the memories to the group.
Oh, that explains all the Boss Toma this and Boss Toma that. That was the only thing they could imitate. Wait a second. Hitotsume Kozo and the others should be Akitsu-yuge experts. But this time, Toma did all the work. Paimon can't believe we missed something so suspicious.
You're like Hazo if his skills worked only in hindsight.
Oh, you're saying Paimon's deductive reasoning is Hazel level.
That's funny. More or less.
Based on your description, Traveler, it's possible these Bakedanuki have been in hiding for 500 years. Sounds like they know Ioroi, too. Why don't we ask him? It's not far.
That sounds like a great idea.
The protector of the grove. It's been 500 years since our last meeting. Sarah, Hazo, return to the festival to keep watch. The doppelganger incident has been resolved, but the threat of the nightmare remains. I will handle the meeting with Ioroi myself.
Yes, Shogun. Are we gonna unseal him from the statue finally?
Yoroi, we're back!
Oh, keep it down. Bringing all these people at this hour. Don't you know even statues need to sleep?
That, I guess? I mean, I watched Dr. Stone, so that actually makes sense to me.
Shogun, I bow before thee. No, wait, shoot, I'm still a statue. What should I...
All is well, Ioroi, hidden protector of the grove.
Never seen Hiyori so afraid.
Ah, that would be because when Ioroi tried to pluck a Naku weed from the Imperial Garden, A nearly split him in two, Yashiori Island style.
That is a joke that is too dark to be made, Miko.
Keep it to yourself, you meddlesome kitsune.
Ioroi, I wish to ask you something.
Anything, Shogun. Absolutely anything. It is my honor to answer.
Suck up.
Oh, come on. Show the guy some slack. He's stuck at a statue.
You could have at least slowed down a little. It took forever to convince them to come with me.
We didn't bring them with us?
Ah, it's Yoroi! The humans really did kill you! Your body is stone!
Huh? I am not dead!
Not dead? The Kitsune spoke the truth?
This smell is Yoroi! Yoroi is alive?
So, Iori, you want to fill us in on who these three are?
Yoroi? The humans really did seal you away!
Why?
Wait, this must be Ginkaku, and Tetsunosuke! You weren't sealed away?
When the humans, Kamuna Harunosuke, came to hurt us.
Karana Harunosuke. I believe we dealt with him in the, what was it? The Super Sacred Sakura, the Sacred Sakura quest line, the World Quest, if I remember correctly.
We ran and hid. The humans searched and searched. So many friends couldn't move. Our yokai powers were getting weaker.
So we decided to escape the human just as the great Bake Tanuki Tsukumo taught us, by digging a hole in the ground!
That's when we uncovered a horn filled with yokai power! It was the will of
Uh-oh.
the great Bake Tanuki Kiichiro made manifest!
It restored our power, and then we made the human go, oh, ching, chung, yeah!
I'm not gonna reiterate what it said there.
Oh! And by Ting Tune! Yeah!
Oh my god, he repeated it.
You mean?
We tricked him and ran.
So, you didn't actually beat him up at all?
We've been using the horn to hide ever since. But there are too many humans. It's getting harder to hide.
A horn full of yokai power. Could that be the source of the nightmares? The reason the Bake Danuki are so afraid of humans? If the horn contained the fragment of a nightmare, using its power to hide would spread the nightmare to them. That means the Bake Danuki have been trapped inside this state of anxiety for 500 years.
That's horrifying.
Ha! I could have told you that nothing good would come from that horn. Using external power is against the Tanuki path.
We strayed from the path?
But the horn helped us hide from the humans. The humans tried to take our land.
On the contrary, the purpose of the investigation was to determine in advance if yokai were present on the land in question. Whether we avoid encroaching on yokai territory altogether, or attempt to reach a mutually beneficial agreement, a peaceful resolution was always the goal.
Oh, really?
Wait, that is what the humans said back then, isn't it?
Are we gonna get a flashback?
By order of the Shogun, if yokai live here, we need to discuss the proposal.
Okay, now the memories are becoming unclouded. Oh, that's good. Now these last 500 years won't be worthless.
Ginkaku Tetsunosuke. Not all humans are bad. Yellow Fur over there helped me a great deal, you know.
Besides, the Bakedaniki were only sealed away back then because Ioroi stole that comb.
Yoroi? It's a thief? Yoroi got what he deserved.
How was I to know it was used to make sacred Sakura Daifuku? I gave it back, didn't I?
Yeah, during that world quest, I think.
So the humans were mean for no reason?
Well, if you must know, the young human and I fought. I was perhaps a tad careless, so I conceded the match. Anyway, the point is, neither side is bad.
There he goes again, changing the subject when it makes him look bad.
Uh-huh.
Now you know. No human is trying to harm you.
So, it was all a nightmare.
500 years in hiding? For nothing.
I wouldn't say it's from nothing. Y'all could have died 500 years ago during that incident. That was like the Conria, with the Cataclysm and all that happening.
It was a 500-year-long game of hide and seek. What's so bad about that? Besides, you won.
Huh? We won?
Go us!
Go us! We're even better than Ioroi.
Hey, my game of hide and seek isn't over yet.
Wow, the mind of a Bakedaniki is something else. Still so cheerful even after all that.
I wonder if we can unseal them from the statues.
That nature is what isolated them from the worst effects of the nightmare and prevented them from causing any real harm. But a nightmare that's still affecting people after all this time? Who could it belong to? A horn buried under Mount Yogo.
I feel like I've heard a legend about that.
Tainted by darkness, the Oni warrior raised her sword against the almighty Shogun. Losing an arm and a horn to the Shogun's blade, she fled into the forest, never to be seen again. A trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces of darkness, she was once devoured whole by a beast from beyond this world, with the body of a tiger and the tail of a serpent, until she tore the creature apart from within. Thus she earned the name Chio the Tiger Bite, or Tora Chio.
Tora Chio.
I don't think Chio would like that name. Though she escaped the belly of the beast alive, that battle never left her. She saw the memories of her fallen comrades everywhere, slaughtered one after another, until she could no longer distinguish dream from reality.
A nightmare doesn't incapacitate someone with sufficient strength. It turns into something even worse.
The nightmare twisted every joy in her life, her subordinates, family, and friends, into enemies in need of destruction.
That's not good.
It was in that state, trapped in the battlefield of her mind, that she raised her sword against me on Mount Yogo. With the Muso no Hitotachi, I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and a portion of the mountain itself. I suspect that is when the horn in question was buried there.
And subsequently uncovered by 3 Bakedanuki. That means the fragment on the horn comes from Chio's nightmare.
Nightmares feed on fear and anxiety. If what the traveler saw is true.
Can we remove it with abyssal because it's abyssal related?
It's possible Kinkaku and the others' fear over the past 500 years allowed the fragment to gain physical form and become something akin to a Jibakure.
A what?
An earthbound spirit. They move through the ley lines, but are also bound by them. That's why the traces of this entity appeared intermittently and never outside of Mount Yogo.
Interesting.
It would seem the fragment of this nightmare is no different from the one back then. It hates all joy and every good thing in this world. The investigation team working for a better future? Attacked. Hitotsume Kozo and his friends, kind enough to lend a helping hand? Attacked.
Yeah, and we were attacked too! Right when we were having fun with the playtesting.
Why hasn't it appeared since?
Perhaps it needs to regain strength after your defeat. Or perhaps it is biding its time because it knows, with whatever rationality remains, that it cannot defeat you. But sooner or later, its twisted hatred will force it out of hiding, and it will move to strike its enemies.
Why did you pause before enemies?
When Chio set her sights on a target, she was never one to waver.
Oh.
But both possibilities prove something.
Uh-oh, she got the sword out.
Nightmare fragments can be defeated. And an enemy that can be killed is one that can be split in two by the power of Muso Ishin.
You're making a few leaps in logic there. There's no evidence that it can be killed.
There's really no other way?
Mikoshi Chio is gone. A fragment of a nightmare tied to a severed horn. That is all that remains. The living must take precedent over the memory of the dead.
So that means that there's probably a nightmare tied to a severed arm also floating around somewhere. Even so, having to unleash the Muso Ishin against her again? Would really be okay? Mizuki said Archons suffer from the same turmoil as the rest of us. The dead may be gone, but that doesn't mean that the emotions die with them.
Oh, who cares about the dead anyway?
Oh, please don't talk.
I'm just trying to look out for the living.
What is that supposed to mean, Miko?
Could you have said that with a little bit more tact?
Oh, I'm just concerned about our poor Bake Danuki friends.
Are you?
Huh? What does that have to do with us?
The nightmare fragment has been tied to the Bake Danuki for nearly 500 years. Strike it down, and who's to say whether you take the lives of our poor friends along with it?
There's a few leaps in logic there, but it is a theory. It is a hypothesis.
I beseech you, almighty Shogun, spare the young ones. It was just a momentary... oh, no. A 500-year-long lapse in judgment.
Miko, you speak the truth?
No, she speaks hypothesis.
If you don't believe me, ask Mizuki and the Traveler. I'm sure they've encountered similar cases during their extensive travels.
Have we?
Well, Oh!
Oh, great. She's putting us on the spot.
Yes. During my studies both in Liyue and Natlan.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that happen before.
Then, what would you propose? This nightmare fragment is a constant threat to Inazuma. Should all other options fail, I will take action.
We could try to purify it.
If the fragment's hatred toward the world comes from a nightmare, then the most logical option is to get rid of the nightmare itself.
Right! Can't you just eat the nightmare, Mizuki?
The Yumekui Baku already tried that 500 years ago. Even yesterday, when faced with the corruption of the nightmare, Mizuki could only mitigate the effects.
What was impossible back then is not necessarily impossible now. I think Mizuki has the right idea. If we cannot eradicate the nightmares directly,
can we suck the abyssal energy out of it?
Why not use this entity's tricks against it? Combat illusions with illusions. Combat nightmares with dreams.
What are you getting at?
Is that even possible?
I mean, we did it in Yuzuki Mizuki's character story.
Don't forget, there are yokai that specialize in shape-shifting and illusions, and they happen to be right in front of us.
Where? Kinkaku doesn't see them anywhere!
Oh god, no. We're relying on morons.
Maybe they're hiding us trees? Or the wind?
Fools! The kitsune is clearly referring to the Bakedanuki. Tetsunosuke, Kinkaku, must you be so dense?
Given their centuries-long connection to the nightmare fragment, they are perfectly positioned to create a dreamscape that the entity will be unable to distinguish from the real world.
Back then, the nightmare had little to no weaknesses. If we want to give the Bakedanuki an opportunity to strike, I assume you have a plan, Miko?
Does she?
You said it yourself. Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. All that remains is a fragment of her nightmare, already broken and vulnerable. Besides, Mizuki is an old friend, one that is not to be underestimated. She has traveled the land studying dreams and is far more capable than those old fossils back then.
Oh,
Not gonna say anything?
she just usually doesn't compliment me to my face. But Miko's right.
That sucks.
If we work together,
Why are
I'm
you two
confident
friends
we can
slash
put
rivals
together
again?
a ritual to subdue the nightmare fragment.
Once we perform the ritual, it will take some time for the barrier to take effect. Luckily for us, we have two formidable warriors on our side.
Is there someone behind me?
Our festival representative, who also happens to have extensive experience against dark forces, and the almighty Shogun, unmatched in combat.
I wouldn't
I'm
say
sure the two
unmatched.
of you can buy us some time.
There's just one problem. Since this entity can pass through the ley lines, its movements are unpredictable. If we're going to create a barrier, how can we be sure it appears where we want?
That is a good question.
The solution to that is obvious. If the nightmare fragment despises all sources of joy and happiness, then naturally a joyous occasion would be an evil beyond measure. An enemy that must be annihilated at all costs.
So, if we want to lure it out...
We need a source of joy, and then the obvious target would be the festival.
Mikawa Flower Festival!
What joy could possibly compare to finishing one's work right before the deadline?
I don't get joy from that, I get relief.
I would imagine we can all think of a few. But I agree. The Mikawa Flower Festival is the most plausible target. Once the enemy appears, I will pull them into the plane of Euthymia immediately. I will not put the people in danger. Traveler, I ask that you join me there so we can subdue the enemy together.
Cool, we're gonna get a boss fight?
All
with
right.
A, I guess?
I will update everyone back at the festival and start the preparations for the ritual. I'll need your help, Mizuki. It's going to be a busy night.
Oh, did the game crash?
Looks like an
Oh, there it
all-nighter
goes.
for me.
Oh, again.
Well, this was your idea. Oh, and don't forget, you need to finish a little fox's daydream as well.
Oh, God.
And in a surprising twist, you were my nightmare all along.
Oh, that's not a twist. That was expected. Talk to A. Oh, the game is crashing.
Well, Ioroi, as I see it, you've been punished long enough. It's about time you were released.
Oh, she's fucking with him.
Released? I can do that myself anytime I want. This statue keeps me warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Don't interfere.
Yoroi is the best!
Besides, the seal's power is almost gone. What I really want is for you to help me give that sneaky kitsune a piece of my mind.
Ioroi, she's already...
Not so fast. I won't be fooled by your tricks again. Whatever you were about to say, she can tell me herself, instead of sending some young kitsune to hoodwink me.
Yeah, she passed away a long time ago. Ana Chirisato's mask. And they give us all the depressing stuff in here, don't they? Okay, talk to A.
Great yokai really wasn't forced to work all night?
That's right. It was my choice.
Why does great yokai have to work?
I suppose it's just the price of becoming a great yokai.
Great yokai? Kingaku is sad for you.
Not as sad as I am. Where is the almighty Raiden Shogun? Way over there?
Traveler, during the battle tomorrow, it is imperative you know your limits. If the enemy proves too much to handle, leave them to me.
Sure.
I know. I understand your concerns, just as you know mine. We need not say any more than that. Just get some rest and prepare yourself for the battle to come.
Okay. Get some rest in.
One more thing. Thank you.
This is a big sidetrack just so we can give them some closure. Alrighty. This game is starting to lag quite a bit. The next day, 13 to 1500. Anyway, I'm tired and I'm hungry. It's been 2.5 hours. Although, technically, I guess we'll go for a little bit longer. Let's finish up the Traveler's anecdotes, or whatever they're called. Since I'm going to be editing out that 40 minutes of just playing games. Another Kazuha over here. Aha! The grass did spring and sprout anew, and heaven and earth both verdant grew. After the rain, the wind blows gently, and the clouds are light. Looking out over the horizon, one's heart is open wide. And then should one happen to meet an old friend, well, there could be no better day than this, would you agree? Just all that for a poem, huh? Katahara Kazuha gazing at sky and earth. You come across Kazuha, searching for his poetic muse. In the mountains of the south of the Guili Plains, a chance meeting with old friends is a delightful affair. Is life not full of such fortuitous encounters? Zhongli is probably listening to Yunjin's play. We ran into a lot of people that were just looking at Yunjin's play, doing these little anecdotes. We meet again. Sits on bench, stares at cat lady in front of the Longsheng funeral parlor, stares at cat lady. Never mind. We will meet again. Someday, somewhere. Most likely here. Exactly where I expected to see you, Zhongli. I wonder how this tea will taste. Ah, excellent. Excellent timing. Sit. I asked someone to buy a few bags of good tea leaves from Fontaine. Quite the pricey purchase, if I might say so. I've long heard of the differences in water and soil makeup between Fontaine and Liyue, so I've been curious as to the flavors of tea leaves from the former will produce. Why don't you also get some water from there? You do have a point. Though as the ancients say, living waters silt once drawn. Were we to fetch water from Fontaine, the turbulent, tiring journey may rob the liquid of its flavor. rendering the resultant tea lesser as a result. Is there really that much into getting water? To brew a good cup of tea is no less demanding a task than organizing an army to battle, along with all the elements that entails. Buying good tea leaves is akin to elevating a wise and capable general to command. Yet if the water and tea are lacking, and if perhaps even the climate and weather are not suitable, then no matter how outstanding the general, if burdened with incompetent officers and feckless soldiery, the battle will surely be lost. As such, rather than chasing distant solutions, it would be better to simply brew this tea with some spring water from Liyue. Perhaps the blend of two natures might produce a unique flavor all its own. It should be about ready. Try some if you would. That does remind me of something that I've said and brought up on the channel. There's this weird idea that New York pizza is the best pizza and people don't know why. People have actually analyzed this to death. And the science behind it mostly boils down to, like, every region in the United States has different things in the water that they use to purify. So it's the New York water used in the pizza dough that gives New York pizza its distinct flavor. So if you ever have pizza in New York and it tastes different from pizza elsewhere in the US, that's why. Tea from a foreign land. A unique flavor indeed. Time for tea. You bump into Zhongli near the Liu Su at the storyteller's stand. As he prepares the sample from some Fontanian tea, at his invitation, you sit down beside him and converse about freshly brewed cup. Perhaps due to Zhongli's expert brewing, the tea leaves from Fontaine blend perfectly with the spring water from Liyue to provide a taste that is simply divine. Why are you out here in the middle of nowhere? Oh, yeah, that's the Jade Chamber, of course. You're covering up the Jade Chamber on the map, so I couldn't see it. I assume you're in the building? Man, I can't remember the last time I've been in here. Probably when I did the Jade Chamber storyline, to be honest. Oh, Dr. Baiju's here.
Your cold was caused by the physical and mental strain you've been under lately, I fear.
Oh, these were meant to be
Such
voiced?
things are more common with the changing of the seasons.
Just prescribe some more medicine for me. If you would, I'll have someone pick it up in a few days.
As you say. However, while colds can be cured with medication, overexertion could cause it to reoccur.
I look forward to when we get these in the future then, when we have the voice acting back. Thank you for the advice, Dr. Baishu, but I cannot simply ignore the affairs of the state. Alleviating the symptoms through your prescriptions should suffice for now.
I will write up some more nourishing dietary prescriptions. Please, take things slow and avoid weakening your body too much.
I didn't know that Ningguang was sick. Ah, Dan, our distinguished guest. Is there some urgent matter at hand? Well, you seem like you haven't had enough rest for one. I slept too little last night, and after getting up, there was a chill draft, so I caught a cold. I was planning to just deal with it using a bit of medicine, but a massive headache came with the package, so I had to invite Dr. Baiju over. My apologies, Dr. Baiju, for having you come over every so often to adjust my prescriptions.
Not at all. Diagnosing, treating, and saving people are well within my duties. But...
then you know that this too is where my duties lie, Dr. Baiju. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is at the crossroads, where many matters meet, all of which must be seen with care. To that end, no amount of effort is too great. If you think of me of having a headache is bad, imagine the number of people who'd get one if I were to just drop my work all of a sudden. And if everyone in the ministry became overtaxed, I imagine Liyue Harbor itself would catch a cold then.
here's the prescription. Please make sure you get enough rest, Lady Tianxuan.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Take a nap. Doctor's orders. One of the reasons I'm such a big ball of sunshine right now is because I took a nap before we started the stream. Alright, Ningguang, solemn duty. You find Ningguang looking worn out at the Jade Chamber. It turns out she's caught a cold. However, no mere illness will stop the Tianjuan of Liyue Harbor from performing her duties. After all, she has much to take care of. There's like 5 more we haven't seen. And we're getting close to the end of the rewards for these. I thought there was only going to be 20 of these, but it looks like there's going to be more than 20. We've done 3 already. Right. Wanmin Restaurant. Are we going to catch up on Guoba being sick from all of the creations that Chi-Chi made for Guoba to try? I really don't know how Adepti physiology works, so I don't really know how Guoba works either. Oh! Wu Tao and Zhongling. Ay, 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 ay. Zhongling, you smell wonderful today. Let me have another whiff. Let me have another whiff, would you? Never change, Wu Tao.
Smells great, doesn't it? This is the first of Yingar's new batch. She sent me a small box of samples.
Oh, perfume. That makes much bit more sense. I thought y'all were just being weird.
Oh, hey, traveler. Come over, come over. Give this scent a try. What do you think?
Did you just make some almond tofu? Not bad. Got it in one. Your nose is as sharp as mine. This scent is really spot on, too. A perfume? Then this is... Is this an almond tofu flavored perfume?
Ding, ding, ding! That's right! Just a few days ago, I was passing by Yingar's place and saw her looking all worried, so I asked her what was wrong. She told me that she wanted to make some new perfumes that would be really appealing, but that she'd been racking her brains for days without any good ideas. So, she asked me if I could think of a scent that would be novel, popular, but also something completely untried by any other perfumer.
So you chose... almond tofu.
So I said to her that most perfumes are made from flowers or plant extracts. So why not try making one that smells like food? It'd definitely be really fun.
I guess it's not the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. I've seen perfume, because technically some plants are food already. Like, I've seen plenty of perfumes that are, like, citrus-based, for example. Ayah! Fun is right, but there's only one teeny tiny problem. The longer you smell it, the louder your tummy starts to grumble. Oh, damn, curse you, Hu Tao, for reminding me that I'm hungry right now. Hear that, Zhongling? That's mine going, feed me, feed me. Growl, gurgle. Hey, look, I'm starving too.
All right, no problem. Come on in. I'll have 2 plates of almond tofu ready for you in no time. Ooh, this perfume sure packs a punch. I wonder if she can maybe make some grilled tiger fish next time. Or golden shrimp balls, maybe.
I'm sure Kaching will love that. And they're gone. And we got some almond tofu out of the deal. Sweet perfume. You run into Zhongling and Hu Tao outside Wanmin Restaurant. Zhongling seems to have recently procured a new almond tofu scented perfume with an odor most pleasing. If this was the way the winds of fashion were blowing, perhaps we'll soon end up with boiled fish perfume as well. Ugh. I feel like that's a joke about ambergris. I literally just heard my stomach growl. Okay, let's check on Mondstadt now. Alright. Diona again. We get to run into Diona not once, but twice. But 3 times. Oh, hiding behind a rock. Or no, you're tracking, probably. You're a hunter, right? Nothing here either. Even this one's empty. Oh, you're checking traps. How did this happen? Hunting again, Diona? Yeah, but I placed a bunch of the newest bottles of mechanical traps around here earlier and filled them with foods that all kinds of animals like. But I checked all of them and I didn't catch a single animal, even though the food's gone missing. When I bought these, they were like the traps that'll be so well hidden that even a person who laid them won't be able to find them. And sure enough, they're harder to see now than when I placed them, because the bait's all gone. Were the traps damaged by some kind of external force? No, it's just a strong smell of withered leaves now. What bait did you use? The stuff the sucrose gave you? You think fowl breast, boar thigh, pine cones, sunsetias, carrot-colored valaberry sucrose gave me earlier, lizard tails left over from mixing drinks. Normally that would be something weird, but this is Diona we're talking about. Homemade cold cut platter, and some imported buell fruit that a neighbor sent us. An electric mix of both normal and unusual bait. Test drink mix I made out of buell fruit and mint, some bass from Springvale that fished up on my way out of the door. Oh, and calla lilies. Sucrose sent me before. Yeah, that's about it. And everything went missing? Even the drinks? Yeah, it's all gone. And that's the annoying part. Whoever the culprit was, they eat just about anything. And a ton of anything at that. Oh, but at least they didn't take the drink bowl. So there's that. What a cunning little thief. Maybe it was a fox. They live in the woods, and they eat just about anything. Hang on, there's movement in the bushes. And that's not the culprit we were looking for. I shouldn't have listened to those old drunks. That'll save you time, Diona. It's convenient, Diona. The best hunters in Teyvat are using the new traps, Diona. It's all nonsense. I hunt best fastest with my bow. Do you want to retrieve all the traps one by one? No, I'm not giving up here. If the other hunters learn how I've been had, the Catslin name will be dragged through the mud. Ah, so this is about dignity. This time I'm going to mix some numbing herbs into the bait. To even lay out any small animals. Eat all you want, you sneaky little thief. I'm gonna catch you, if it's the last thing I do. Well, now I'm worried that there's a bunch of traps lying around here.
Yeah, right.
Okay. That was 20 anecdotes. Diona, empty-handed. You discover the dejected, disappointed Diona. Alliteration. In Wolvendom. She tells you that the traps set are all empty. It looks as though she's catching a gluttonous beast who ate all their bait. The only thing is that we'll save her honor now. Okay. And that's all the rewards you get from that. So for the rest of these, they're just for fun. And I see 1, 2, 3 here in Mondstadt, but we'll do those next time. This has been fun. So we have a few more days left. So we got 5 days left. So by the end of the week, we'll finish this off. And maybe in between, we'll do a Lost Branch stream because I want to show off some of the new content. We've missed 2 updates, and I want to start talking about that again. I really enjoy that game, and I want an excuse to play it again. Final night. So when we resume Genshin Impact, look forward to the final night of this event. I'll probably have this edited and uploaded, hopefully by the time we stream this again. Until next time, stay safe, everybody. If you'd like to see more of my content or be updated on what I'm going to be doing, the best way to do that would be to join my Discord. Links to which are in the description or my About page on Twitch. Stop by live if you want to bug me on Twitch. I'm always happy to have conversations with people, both in the comments and in the chat. Ta-ta, and stay safe, everybody.